You're watching PNN, the Philips News Network.
We need more people down here.
A few years ago, when Katrina hit the New Orleans area, the Philips team we put together a disaster team. So we got people who would volunteer, we got immunizations. And so when the first footage came from the earthquake in Haiti, I was on that team. I have a military background, 3 years in the Army, 11 years reserve, plus all my years in critical care. For Chris, he is on the technical side. So he works with equipment and he sets up and installs all the equipment. So based on the skill sets, your immunizations, and military background, that's how you were chosen.
You're trying to figure out the details. You're trying to figure out what the conditions are on the ground, what you can expect when you get there, and none of these details were available. I mean, I didn't know how I was getting there.
And then there was all the logistics in the background as far as trying to get 4,600 pounds of cargo plus 2 people over there. Say hey, Jermaine.
Hey.
Jermaine is the co-pilot?
Co-pilot.
Okay. And then our pilot again is?
Ken LaViolet.
So there was pilot, co-pilot, and then Chris was on the Thursday flight, and then I was on the Friday flight. So he had about 4,600 to 5,000 pounds of equipment with him, and I had about the same with me.
To see the country from the air, it is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's turquoise blue water. It looks very green from the air, but when you land, you know the reality hits you of what has actually happened there and how poor the country actually is. We got on the tarmac, we unloaded the equipment, which was quite the experience because they don't have the technology, they don't have forklifts to offload the equipment. So they all do it by manpower, which is kind of funny because some of those skids were 650 pounds. So it was just like a controlled drop. The first day we were able to get the ICU up and running, and right away, instantly, they were, you know, just making leaps and bounds, huge changes for the medical staff there. I mean, the equipment we pulled out of there was just old, rickety 1970s medical equipment, and now they have this, you know, 21st century cream of the crop equipment.
The epicenter of the earthquake was in Port-au-Prince. Where we were at in Milo was about 158 miles kind of north. So people were being brought to us. It's a 65-bed hospital, and there was over 340 patients there. So there wasn't enough room at this hospital, so they had to use a couple of schools that were across the street. So one of the schools was a triage area. Right outside the triage area was a soccer field, and the Seahawk Navy helicopters would land and pick up our patients that we couldn't take care of and take them to the USS Comfort.
We're so busy. The 5 days I was there, I was running like you would not believe, trying to get this stuff installed and put in place in practice.
You were just, the next patient would be coming in, and the next patient would be coming in. And what you try to do is you focus on the positive. You just did whatever needed to be done, no matter what it was. Cleaning a bed, moving a patient, configuring a monitor, teaching a class, whatever they needed, you were happy to do.
When you got to understand the situation, you realize that there's men and women taking care of patients that they don't have any association with. They're just people in the community coming in, bathing these people, you know, helping them use the restroom, you know, cleaning them up, getting them back dressed, singing to them, praying for them. And just some of the things that are down there, you're like, wow. You'll see these kids in, you know, body casts with smiles on their face. It's amazing. You know, some of the local ladies would get together and make these big meals for the patients, and you know, all that was monitored by the docs on what they can eat, what they couldn't eat.
Chris and I right now are the face of this thing, but The Phillips family put all the orders together, they put all the logistics together, they got us in the country. Phillips in general, we are one whole team. I don't know how many people that I worked with in Haiti just remarked constantly about thanking us of all the donations and how happy they were that we were there and that we sent them all this great equipment.
If you look at the whole picture, we changed that whole hospital, and they're able to care for all these patients now, and they're making huge changes in that community. Time and time again, you see Phillips stepping up to the plate and helping out. And the fact that Phillips not only donated the equipment, but also donated the expertise and the manpower to make a difference down there. That's something special. That's how we change lives. This is how we affect healthcare. You kind of get a sense of pride that we're doing this for, people that we don't even know. It's a people that are in need, and we met the need.